Well, good morning. Saturday, and let's see what's on the agenda for today. I already got the prayer. Lit the heater. I have to light that heater right now because I remodeled this trailer not long ago, and I just moved into it a few months back, and the central heating duct work has to be redone, so we're using that small heater for now. And then so what's on the agenda? Like I said, got all that stuff out of the way. Got the coffee. Got today we using Keurig. My favorite here is this Major Dickinson's blend Pete's coffee. It's pretty good, strong. If I feel like something a little bit stronger, I'll get the Pike's Place. But hey, I'm a little bit worried. My lips are still burnt from trying to hold onto the screw with my mouth yesterday. So let's see if I can take a drink. Not too bad. A little sore. Alright, so like I said, today's Saturday. I'm shaking off that horrible day yesterday with the aggressive pro, that insurance company trying to lowball me so low, and I don't know what to do about that. I contacted a lawyer already over it, and they're just not interested because there's not enough money, I guess. But so we're shaking that off. I don't know if I get time to do any work on music today. This is why my music never gets done, because I always have other stuff that has to get done. Okay, so today's Saturday. I normally go do the church lawn, so we'll be starting the day with that over there at church lawn. And maybe we'll talk about, I had to do an engine swap on that Husqvarna lawnmower not long ago. We might talk a little bit about that. And then once that's out of the way, I'll try to go over maybe, I don't know if I'll make it over or not, but I might try to go over and finish the side job today, or I might push that to Monday. We'll see. And how I feel after the lawn and how much time that takes. And then hopefully there's going to be some time left. I'm also going to do a little bit of Bible reading this morning. I got that worship set Bible. Hold on. Let me go get it.
Check it. Heartbeat.
Understand that I have read the Bible through more times than I can count, really. At probably 13, 14, 15, I don't know, somewhere around there. And over half those times I read the Bible out loud. And so I've read almost every version of the Bible there is, and studied. We're talking outside of studying the Bible. We're just talking just reading it through. And then of course my Bible study times, and I have pamphlets that I go through. I I'm a Bible college graduate, so a ton of text there. But right now, I am using this. It is the Passion Translation. Now, after I'm done reading these, I'll probably do a giveaway or something of this whole set. But there's some things I like, and some things I don't like of this translation. I'm a big King James fan. I love the poetry version of it, how it's all poetic and stuff. But this version here, it really, I believe in a really close personal relationship, because I hear God and I see God, and He speaks to me, and you might think I'm crazy and stuff, but God is real. He is alive. He's risen. He can speak to you audibly in your spirit, through people, through the Word, all kinds of different ways. The heaven and hell is real. It's real places, and I've seen more. God has took me into more places, and I'm testifying that God is alive and on the throne, and I'm testifying and telling you that heaven and hell is real. But the Word of God, if you don't know God, right, and you don't recognize His voice, and you don't know His personality and how to recognize Him, the best tool that you have to learn the personality of God is this. Now, when you read this thing, the Bible, you have to read it in a way that is non-judgmental. You can't read it like so many people do as a set of rules and what happens when you break those rules. That's not how you read the Bible. How you read the Bible is you keep in mind that 1, your Father in heaven loves you, and 2, He wants good for you, right? In fact, Jeremiah 29:11 says that He knows the plans for you, that they're good for you, good plans. And you have to trust Him that much. Trust Him enough to know that He has good for you. So, now, God can't change. Who He is who He's going to stay. But we can change. We can be fashioned and molded into something that is acceptable for heaven. Now, we're born into a world that's condemned. This world, when you're born into this world, you're headed to hell. That's how. You don't even have to do anything wrong, right? It's already condemned, right? This world, it's already condemned. The salvation is a way out of that condemnation. And that salvation, we'll talk about this for a second, that salvation does not depend on whether you are good, bad, keep the law, keep the perfect rules, or whatever. None of it depends on you. In fact, it might be harder for somebody that has never really sinned wrong and has kept the law pretty close and everything to get saved and know God than it is for for somebody that is just really on the bottom rung of society. And the reason for that is that because the person on the bottom rung of society knows that they're messed up and they need help and they can look for it. The person that hasn't done anything wrong, they don't think they need any help. Right? And so they don't look for that help. So it's harder for them to get saved than it is for somebody. That's why when Jesus was walking the earth, that the first people that were coming to Him were the people from the lower end of society, and the people that persecuted Him were the people from the higher end of society, like the Pharisees. It's because people tend to not believe that they need help. But the reality of it is that you are given 60, 70, 80 years on this earth, in this tent, temporary place. It's a tent, tabernacle. It's meant to hold God in you. For you to be changed enough, let God whittle and mold on you enough that you become something that enters into life. Okay, so that's a little bit. I told you I'd talk a little bit about ministry and that. But that's the basic gospel right there. That's the basic. Now, back to what I was talking about. I've read most of, like I said, the versions of the Bible. This version, it's really a paraphrase because, in a way, but it's not quite a paraphrase. A paraphrase is something that isn't exact, right? Someone takes the Word of God and they interpret it into today's language or whatever, and it's not coming from an exact translation, but it's put into today's type of meaning. That's a paraphrase. Like the Amplified Bible would be a paraphrase, or the Good Seed Bible. That's a paraphrase Bible. They're good. Don't get me wrong. The Message Bible, one of the best Bibles I ever read, and God bless me after reading that from cover to cover. But this Bible, I first heard about it from Pastor Bill Johnson from Bethel, when I was watching his stuff and listening to some of his messages, which I don't agree with all their doctrine up there, but I really do agree with the way they chase after God and worship. And so I picked up this set and I started reading it. Now, the good part about this set is this translator, he goes back to several Greek, Hebrew, and Aramaic he translates from, right? And he picks and chooses which one he likes the most when he translates the verse. And then he uses that to paraphrase in a way that is heartfelt and passionate. And while sometimes it is very good, sometimes it's way off too, right? It bypasses, you know, the strength that I found in like the King James stuff. So, but I like it, and I'm gonna read it. And right now I'm on a reading to myself. So this set I'm reading to myself, not out loud. It'll be, I don't know how many times, like I said. But so that's that. Passion Bible. That's what we're going to be reading today a little bit. So the agenda is, again, get the coffee going. Got that. Next set, I got to go over. Remember, I go over and I'm going to check my email, do any business that I have on the computer, finish uploading yesterday's video, and read a little bit, and then I'm headed out to do the lawns. Let's go. Well, I went to go upload the vlog, and there was all these errors, so I had to redo it and redo the outro and redo a whole bunch of stuff. That's how it goes. It's almost 11 now before I can get to the yard. Alright, so I gotta wait an hour for the thing to upload, so I had to do some stuff around here while I'm waiting. That's how it always goes. I don't get stuff done that I need to get done because something comes up. So on the jacuzzi that I'm fixing, the hot tub, when we moved it, we broke a panel. Can't find the panels to replace them. And instead of changing them all, I'm just going to do my best to glue it. And so, here we go. Gorilla Glue. And as you can see, we're gluing it up. This morning I was also met with a little surprise from Tank. So he's outside tied up right now, as I don't really appreciate those surprises. But we'll go out and say hi to him.
I offer to you, though I say it a lot, it's said before this drop.
Have you heard Jesus is risen?
Alright, let's talk about this for a second. Husqvarna lawnmowers. Now they come with a Kawasaki engine, which ends up always failing. So, you know, there's an expensive way and an easy way to take care of that problem. Sorry. The expensive way and an easy way to take care of that problem. That is a Briggs and Stratton that I mounted on there. And they run for about, I don't know, $1,200. The V twin, you know, or the V model, I forget what it is. But you know, I'm not going to spend $1,200 on a lawnmower motor. You know, there's not going to happen. So, you know, what I did was I went on Craigslist and looked around, and I went and asked some people, and I happened to find a guy that had an old torn apart lawnmower sitting in his yard, and he donated it. So we had to do a little bit of work on it, about $200, and boom, Briggs and Stratton on there. The other one, that Kawasaki, just kept on burning oil, wouldn't run. So we put that on there. Now it's been running ever since. You can find those engines in just about any of the Sears, Craftsman's, any of those, right? We got the exact same model in the tractor of engine, you know, and the 0 point works really well with low grass, you know, but when you start in the spring, when it really starts getting tall, like it's going to be pretty soon, it just can't handle it. So that's when we use the Craftsman tractor. And the 3-blade system on the Husqvarna 0 point works like I said, for low grass. It's much faster to mow with. The regular tractor, much harder to mow with. It's 2-blade system, but it'll cut a lot taller grass. Right, you can cut grass that's a lot taller. Right now, I looked around here at the church. There's really no grass cutting to do. There's some leaves that need to be picked up behind one of the ministry houses, and it needs to be, some weed killer needs to be spread around, which we're not going to do today. And then other than that, we're going to blow off the property. And that'll probably take about 3-4 hours. And then we'll be done. That's 4 garbage cans full of leaves, and that's all the cans we had at the church here. So, and then I picked up all the stuff from when they cut down the trees. What's left is blowing off the parking lot for them. So it's clean for tomorrow's service. That's next.
The cost for the loss paid for. It's no God, this love is non-stop.
That was a lot of work, and I'm really tired. And so I went and got me some dinner. Remember I said I was frugal. Dollar store specials. $1 for that. Cream cheese, and I got meatloaf, looks like. So $2 I spent on dinner. And that's about it.